Okay, guys, I'm going to give you an in-depth look of Halo Infinite's hellish development. It's going to be a big one, guys, so just hang in there. The development of Halo Infinite's development was hellish, to say the least. This was the most ambitious game they were ever making. They were prototyping Halo Infinite ever since the launch of Halo 5, and it was in prototype phase. It was going to be the most ambitious Halo game of all time. The original vision was they were going to have a sequel to Halo 5. But then after the backlash of Halo 5 and backing themselves into a corner, they decided to do a spiritual reboot to the series while continuing the story of Halo 5 while also giving a new fresh take of Halo for newcomers. Halo Infinite was in development for a very long time, to say the least. Its campaign was in the prototype stage, and they were making it for years and years, and then they found a roadblock when it comes to the engine. There was really big limitations that the engine had. And with all that, they also decided to get contractors to maintain the engine. Heck, they even made the engine for this brand new engine for 2 years. And then after they had contractors maintain the engine while they were making Halo Infinite, since it ended, their contract ended on months on end, they had to rehire people, and it was a big problem with the engine. Like, they had to have people work on the engine, then rehire, learn about the engine make, rehire, rinse and repeat. And apparently the multiplayer was supposed to be a hero shooter. They made a hero shooter multiplayer for Halo Infinite for like 1, 2, 3, even 4 years of development. They had all that content ready, but unfortunately, they realized that people didn't want a hero shooter. They wanted a Halo classic experience. They realized that fans want a classic Halo game. So they scrapped the 4 years of the hero shooter and started working on classic multiplayer for multiplayer. And boy, there was some major hurdles for sure. They had to make content from the multiplayer from the ground up. And they were even saying that they would have to separate campaign and multiplayer on 2 different dates. But then E3 came around and they saw the demo and they delayed it. The Halo Infinite campaign was not up to snuff, especially the technical and the visual aspect. So Halo 5 was in development for 5 years and it wasn't ready. So they delayed the game. The campaign was the most ambitious campaign of all time. The original vision was to have the most ambitious Halo game ever with multiple biomes. But since they only had 1 year of extra time to develop, they had to completely cut environments entirely in Halo Infinite and just focus on the grassland environments for the whole campaign. That's why it feels like the second mission of Halo and Halo Combat Evolved is because of struggles of development cycle of the engine, the contractors, and the mix of leadership that was really making the most hellish development possible. So, what ended up happening is that the multiplayer released first, like they were going to, and the reason why there was only a few modes in Halo Infinite was because they had to scrap that Halo 4 years of hero shooter completely. They only had 1 to 2 years to make the multiplayer. And that's why it felt bare bones. It didn't even have a progression system until it was beta. They had to test it in a beta. And the Halo Infinite campaign was downscoped tremendously. 2/3 of the campaign was cut. And all the wildlife and dogs that were going to go after Spartans with the Banish, and different species going after the Banish and Marines and Master Chief, that was completely scrapped for making the most polished and graphic achievement for Halo Infinite's campaign possible. Heck, they were on the brink of not making this campaign good. So they hired Joe Staten to help with this hellish development. And what he noticed about the open world is that it had Marines, but they didn't explore the open world. So he had them make the Marines walk around with Master Chief in the open world and completely explore the open world with Master Chief. This was Joe Staten's idea for the Halo game. He fixed it. And he even made the cutscenes where it did multiple weapons in the cutscene. Something only Joe Staten knew. So it was thanks to Joe Staten that fixed Halo Infinite's campaign. Although the multiplayer unfortunately was unfinished. The custom games were completely unplayable, and the multiplayer did have a lot of bugs. They had to take 1 year to fix this multiplayer, and a couple more years to add other stuff within the game. Let's see, that was 2021, and today's 2025. So it's been 4 years since the launch of Halo Infinite, and they're still adding little features here and there, some life improvements. I don't know how much Halo Infinite's development is left, but we'll just have to see when we look for more information. So, Halo Infinite's campaign only released with a grass biome, Forerunner, and Banished. That's why Halo Infinite's campaign looks the same everywhere you go. It's because of lack of time and over ambition, so they had to down the scale it tremendously. But still, it was the most ambitious campaign I've ever seen. I think, personally, it's perfect. Yes, I know there's a complaint of biomes, but honestly, for me, it wasn't an issue. The only thing that mattered to me is that it had fun gameplay and a fantastic story since Halo 4. The reason why I wanted Halo Infinite to go back to Halo 4 was because I love the storytelling. Halo 5 story is trash. I mean, me personally, I did not like Halo 5 story. I think it's trash, complete trash. And that's why I gave all that feedback from Halo Infinite. Obviously, this was the toughest road for 343 to go to, but I'm glad that they heard my feedback. I know it couldn't have been easy to hear, but we got what we wanted. The dream Halo game. Open world. You can go wherever you want. So, after Halo Infinite released, they did some life improvements to the campaign. They had to delay the mission select when it came to Halo Infinite in the open world. So you can only play the open world from start to finish and not in between. After 1 year, they added the mission select. And unfortunately, the split screen was cut from Halo Infinite because it was too ambitious to make the rest of the split screen. They had to work on the multiplayer at the time, and they just didn't have enough time or resources to add split screen to multiplayer and campaign. But multiplayer and split screen is in multiplayer, just not the campaign. So after all the hardships that they went through, with some leadership being fired and priorities changing here and there, they switched to Unreal Engine 5, and the next Halo game is being developed, Halo 7. I don't know what the title's going to be, but if I had to guess, it's probably going to be called Halo Infinite 2, because I don't see any other way to name it. I mean, I think that's the perfect name, but we'll have to see. I know, it's been a tough years for Halo. But I hope that Halo 7 continues my vision for the next Halo game.